Yes, very good morning to all of you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Yes, my name is Harshvardhan Singh, and I did my graduation in engineering. Then I completed my master's in economics. Earlier, I was selected as an intelligence bureau officer, and in the field of civil services, I'm working as an educator for last 8 years at Delhi, Pune, and Nagpur. So those who haven't subscribed to Unacademy, I request you all to take a subscription of it. It is really beneficial for you. We have the subscription option of 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. I urge you to take at least a yearly subscription so that you can take the advantage of Unacademy in better manner. Here we have two options plus an iconic. An iconic subscription, we are going to provide you everything, each and every aspect, including the personal guidance. Whenever you want to take admission, please use this code Harshv10. You will get the 10% discount at the same time. So, in the last lecture, we discussed about the unification of Italy. In that, we mentioned about the problem faced by Italy, means the problems or obstacles in the unification. In that, we mentioned clearly that north part, north, south, it is just like that. North part, south part, and central part. In that lecture, we mentioned north part was under Austrian dominance, central part was under Papal state, and the south part belongs to Kingdom of Two Sicilies. It is under France. Clear? So, in the last lecture, we mentioned that. So, in the unification of Italy, the most important obstacles were presence of Austria in north side, presence of Papal state in central, and presence of France in south. Clear? So these are the three most important obstacles in the path of unification of Italy. These two are political rival. Once Italy become powerful, they are going to defeat them. It's okay. But what about the Papal state? It is a religious thing. And Pope is a head of Catholics. So attack or the Papal state, it means attack over Catholic faith. So it's very dangerous. So just imagine how difficult it is. The unification of Italy is not simple as like unification of Germany. How? When we compare both unification. Because in unification of Germany, Prussia was strong as compared to them. Economically, they were strong. How? The forces of coal and iron were working. Liberals were present there. But what about Italy? Italy was economically backward. Italy was divided under three parts and all under foreign dominance: Austria, Papal State, and France. So, one more thing we discussed in the last lecture, that Napoleon in 1796-97 entered into Italian peninsula and he ended this division and made it as a part of France, his empire, means Napoleonic Empire. So what he did, he destroyed the old structure, he introduces the new ideas, clear? Like liberty, equality, fraternity, and you know that he was against the principle of liberty, he promoted equality, he promoted fraternity, but rejected the idea of liberty. And though he rejected that, but people realizes what liberty means, and liberty means freedom, and freedom from whom? Foreigner, and Napoleon was foreigner for them. So what happened after the end of Napoleon? As we know that 1815 Battle of Waterloo, and end of Napoleon, and end of Napoleon. After that, there was a Vienna Congress, and Vienna Congress led to Vienna Order. We all discussed this thing in detail while we discuss Metternich system. Okay, we already discussed it. Now we are coming back to our point. So how Vienna Order made a threefold injustice with Italy. How it is so? How it is possible? Vienna Order. The basic principle of Vienna Order, let me remind you once again. Vienna Order is having first principle, that is balance of power. Second, legitimate rule. And the third we mentioned, rewarding victors. Clear? So how Vienna Order made a threefold injustice with the Italy. Very good example that first, it divide the Italy and destroy its political unity. The first case means pre-Napoleon, Italy was divided like this: North, Central, South. North under Austria, Central in Papal State, and South under France. This is the first case. Second case, under Napoleon. In Napoleon, what happened? He destroyed everything, just kept Papal State as it is, but unification of Italian peninsula. Clear? So, because of the Napoleon, political unity was established. Political unity was established in the peninsula, and Napoleonic reform destroyed the old structure. Clear? Sorry. What happened? Vienna Order against reverse it. Vienna Order against reverse it, and it destroyed its political unity. Clear? And divided Italy into same three old part, that is north under Austria, central under Papal State, and south under France. So this is the first injustice that Vienna Order did with Italy. The second thing, establishment of Austrian dominance all over the Italian peninsula. How it is so? Let's take example of here. Austrian dominance. So here in north portion there were two areas, Venetia and Lombardy. Clear? Here are the central duchies, and here is Naples and Sicily. It is also known as Kingdom of Two Sicily. So how Austrian dominance established? As Metternich was Austrian Chancellor. Clear? So when he designed the policy, he designed in such a manner that Lombardy and Venetia, these were the Italian speaking area, they were under direct control. Lombardy and Venetia were the Italian speaking area, were under directly control of Austria. This is the injustice. Second, Austrian princes, here are the central duchies. Here are the central duchies. This Austrian princes over the central duchies. So direct means indirectly controlling that area, Italian speaking area. And the third, Bourbon king of the Naples under Austrian dominance. And how it is possible? Because Napoleon in 1796-97, when he invaded, he ended the influence of Bourbon dynasty. He ended the Bourbon dynasty from Kingdom of Two Sicilies. Now what happened here? Once again I am going to mention Vienna Order, three principle, BOP, legitimate rule, and the third one, rewarding victors. So as I mentioned here, the legitimate rule, the earlier 1796-97, who ruled there? Bourbon dynasty ruled there. Bourbon dynasty ruled there. So after end of Napoleon, Vienna Order came into force, and what they did, they ended the changes introduced by Napoleon and reinstalled a person from Bourbon family as a king. So, do you really think so that a person from Bourbon dynasty have any credential to sit over that throne? Whether they made any attempt to do that? No, not at all. It's just because Austria asked them to sit. So basically, Austria gave favored. They don't have any credential, they never do anything, they never tried to get their position. So basically, it was just a will of Austria, and due to that, Bourbon kings were under Austrian influence, Austrian dominance, because it was Austria who asked them to sit, and they sat over that throne. Clear? So basically, Austrian influence established over peninsula, and the third point, foreign dominance over peninsula except Sardinia, except the kingdom of Sardinia, all were the foreigners. Sardinia is a native ruler. Yes, Austria was a foreigner, French was a foreigner, central duchies, the ruler were foreigner, except Sardinia. This Sardinia can be means known by different name, that kingdom of Piedmont and Sardinia, or kingdom of Savoy and Sardinia. Clear? So it is known by a different name. It is the same. Clear? So threefold injustice. Basically, one is direct control of Austria over Lombardy and Venetia. Second, Austrian dominance all over the Italian peninsula. How? The A we mentioned. What say here? Lombardy and Venetia under direct control. Second, Austrian princes over central duchies. And third, we mentioned about Bourbon king were under the influence of Austria because Austria reinstalled them. Clear? Here we mentioned the first important thing, divide Italy and destroy its political unity, that is Vienna Order. And the third, that is over Italian peninsula, foreign dominance established. Clear, everyone? Good. Next, as we know that Metternich system was on work, Metternich system based on conservative ideas. Metternich system was works on concert of Europe, and because of the force they tried to impose conservative ideas. But you know that you cannot stop the ideas are changed, and if you are not going to change, then you're going to end yourself. And it happened there with the Metternich system. The second reaction against the Metternich system in the form of revolution of 1830. In that revolution, as you know, that it began in the France, and in the France, end of absolute monarchy. So we can say that an establishment of constitutional monarchy. So we can say that this movement, this revolution was quite successful. And when this revolution was successful, it had a European impact. Other European countries, other European colonies, those who were suffering from Metternich system, they want to fight against it. So basically, revolution of 1830 inspired the other countries to fight for their freedom, to fight for their right, and the result of that is a popular revolt broke out in Italian speaking area. Italian speaking country or area or land. Mazzini provided the leadership. Who was he? Who was he? A very famous movement, Young Italy movement was there, and Mazzini founded Young Italy movement. What he want? He want unity of Italy. He wants unity of Italy. That means unification of Italy. Italy should belongs to the Italian, not belongs to the foreigner. So for that, for the unification of Italy, he established the Young Italy movement, and through the cadres, through the writings, yes, through the writings, speeches, then newspapers, articles, through this medium, he arose the Italian nationalism. He explained what Italy means to you, why we are fighting for unification of Italy, why we are not happy with them. So he basically presented a dream in front of the people so that they can realize why we are demanding the formation of Italy. So he did his work, but as you know, Metternich system was very powerful under the concert of Europe, and that resulted into, and the result of that is revolt or revolution in Sardinia was suppressed by Metternich system. That means revolution 2 didn't yield any result for Sardinia. Yes, am I right? Yes, exactly. Revolution 2 didn't yield any result for Sardinia. Now again there was a vacuum. Nothing is there. After 18 years, again France provided the opportunity, and here we mentioned that the revolution started in France and it ended the constitutional monarchy and establishment of Second Republic. And with this, end of Metternich system from Europe. End of Metternich system from Europe. So Revolution 3rd of 1848 ended the Metternich system. Because of end of Metternich system, it gives inspiration, energy for the Italian revolutionary Italian nationalists to revolt against Austria. So Italian nationalists pursued the Sardinian king to fight against Austria. Remember one thing, it was the end of Metternich system, not the end of Austria. Austria is still a power with which we can reckon with. A powerful country, Austria is there. And when we compare the Sardinia, Austria was much bigger power. Clear? But as the nationalists arose by the idea of nationalism, and the result is that Metternich system was end of Metternich system because of revolution of 1848. So they arose the nationalists, and finally a revolt broke out in Sardinia, clear, against Austria. But as I mentioned, it was a fall of Metternich system, not a fall of Austria, and Austria ruthlessly suppressed the revolt. And the resultant of that, Sardinia got a new king, means the old king is replaced by his son, new king, that is Victor Emmanuel became the new king, and a new chief minister was appointed known as Cavour. Yes, remember in the Italian unification, these words are very Victor Emmanuel, Cavour, Garibaldi, and Mazzini. Clear? These four people played a most important role in unification of Italy. Clear? Mazzini, we already mentioned about Mazzini. Now these two people led the movement from 1848 onwards. And here we mention the beginning of a new struggle. New struggle, new king, new CM, new struggle. How new struggle? Because enemy remains the same. That is, obstacles remain the same. Obstacle is presence of papal state, presence of France, presence of Austria. Obstacle remains same. At the same time, enemy remains the same. At the same time, Sardinia was economically weaker country. Clear? So challenges remains the same as we started. As we started 1796, the challenges were the same. Presence of papal state, presence of Austria, presence of France. 1848 challenges remains the same. Yes. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you very much for your valuable time. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss the another aspect of Italian Revolution, that is 1848 till 1859. Thank you very much for your valuable time.